All right. Next, Tensei Oujo, please. Dark.
Wow, how dare you spoil it?
Well, a way to
Yeah, how dare you?
follow that,
You like dogs, Dark?
yeah. You like magic. Um, yeah, this is a it's hard to say because like right, because this is like not an isekai, really, but they call it one. But it kind of is. It's like almost like the spiritual isekai stuff, like we were talking about in a general sense. But so yeah, the basic premise: Princess Anastasia dreamed of flying through the sky, even though the people of her kingdom consider it a silly ambition. Also, what's also at odds with her is the fact that she can't use magic even as a noble. Um, Due to this nature, responsibility of the kingdom is passed on to her younger brother, Algerd, who's been pushed into a political marriage with Euphilia, a girl he hardly knows. He winds up rebelling against those wishes and going with some other girl that we will get to later. And of all of that, uh, Princess Anis sort of like recrashes the party and takes Euphilia away. Like whisks her away with on a broom.
Mhm. Yes.
So where the isekai comes into this is very very minor. It's what do you call it? It's kind of just the setup to make Anis like the we call it like this sort of aesthetic of magic as a more whimsical property, like a witch on a broom. Like it's just basically the only real thing that I remember them calling back to as like an isekai was literally just the title of a storybook that they had of like a witch on a broom. So I think this it's one of those scenarios where like they regain their memories of their old life, like at age at like age 4.
Oh, it's
Or you
like
call
it's
it,
kind of
it's not
like
like
parallel
a
pharmacy kind of thing where it's like past a certain yeah, like after they grow a certain bit, then they're just like, oh shit. Or like the other one was Ascendance of a Bookworm, right? Because they didn't get the memory right
Bookworm
It's
was
after
a
it was
yeah, Bookworm was a little bit different. Bookworm is weird because it's kind of fucked up because it's almost like Bookworm was almost like what's her name died and then the other person who died who was getting isekai'd went into her body with her memories in
oh
a
it's a
when
certain
she was
way.
young.
it's a
Yeah.
thing where a traumatic accident, like a traumatic event, happens to the isekai world, and then they suddenly regain memories of
Yeah.
being
But
isekai.
see,
So I guess it's more like
The way
parallel world
Bookworm was
pharmacy.
shown, yeah, because the way Bookworm was shown was like when the person died who got isekai'd, like though they died and then were isekai'd into like mine when she was like 4. Not
Mhm.
that developed like she unlocked those memories, which is like kind of
Right.
fucked up.
So it's kind of like the villainous thing where she or Katarina hits her head and she's like, "Oh, I remember now."
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this was very much like a I've unlocked my
My
past
Sharingan,
memories. Yeah, actually.
because in order to unlock the Sharingan, a traumatic event has to happen. Damn, I'm
Yeah.
good.
I hear
Yeah,
you.
so in this series, so yeah, Anis like winds up rejecting the throne because she can't use magic, even though she would have been next in line. And so then after whisking Euphilia away, it kind of goes from one thing to another where her brother just kind of like schemes with people behind the scenes and winds up fucking everything up, essentially, and you're not really sure why. And I'm not going to spoil why, but you do. Um, and this series winds up turning into a pretty general, like, kind of invention. and what would you call it? Not inventing, but like almost an inventing type thing. But say because it's not. I don't know. They don't really go through the process like it's Dr. Stone or something like that. Like it's not really that.
It's not
It's
the
more
the
so
actual like magical science creation process isn't really important with
yeah,
the.
it's just
I
kind
mean,
of like a
it's
new
not like
invention of
it's
the
not.
week in a way
Yeah,
without really talking you through the process that
yeah.
much.
The trivia part is not really part of the anime's value. It's not like a
The
do it
trivia,
yourself or
I would
like
say,
an
I guess the
alchemist kind of thing.
trivia or the premise is more so covering her finding ways to use magic while being unable to
Yeah,
through
yeah,
like
yeah,
novel means more so than it is of like describing an invention.
yeah.
So that is kind of like the major part between the episodes, while also running it through with like, you know, Philia, sort of like light Yuri elements with both of them kind of going over what they live for in a sense. And Euphilia feeling like she kind of has nothing initially after.
You talking light Yuri as in like licorice recoil light Yuri or like Sakura the Trick kind of quote unquote light Yuri.
I mean, it's like it's pretty heavy-handed in some ways, but there's no like in the beginning at least, like or at least between the two of them, it's not like they're like kissing or anything like that. But it is,
They're just blushing.
yeah. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
Annie says that she wants to marry Euphilia. There's like
Ah,
stuff
okay,
like
okay.
that, but it's not like, you
Yeah.
know,
But it's like a light
there's
kind of
no like
thing.
age scenes or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the slightly heavier stuff gets into it, which is pretty pog, but the maid and the vampire girl later on, where the maid lets her have her blood.
Oh, so there are like multiple pairings in the
Yeah,
series.
so
Okay.
far it was like
Classic theory.
that girl
Yep.
shows up. Not gonna spoil how or who it is, because that's kind of a big plot point. But you know, she shows up and that kind of kicks off with the maid as like a duo there, which is pretty interesting and pretty fun with their interactions. I hope there's more of that. But the weird thing I think that this series does is it kind of has like because it has like the brother doing stuff, and then like at episode 8, it like the grand reveal happens where it's like why essentially and like what he had
Yeah.
been doing. But prior to that, it was pretty much only about Anis inventing shit. And then there was an episode where she had to justify taking like all monster parts from a dragon. And they were like, oh, she's doing it because, like, to a noble presentation, they were just saying, oh, yeah, she's doing it because she's making these flying machines with the parts, and the parts are integral. And like, flying machines, not like a broom, but like a full seated flying machine. They were like,
Okay.
"Oh wow, okay, that's crazy." But I'm just like, "Okay, so is that like not happening anymore?" That's the one thing that I'm not really clear on is like if that's even a thing, because I thought that this was gonna kind of go that route of not
Do you think it
political, but
was
like
gonna do
economic intrigue, like economic and political intrigue, almost like Bookworm in that sense of being like
statecraft, but focusing on the actually economy kind of stuff instead of
not
just
even
like
really, yeah,
Game of
yeah,
Thrones.
like basically more so a more statecraft involved Bookworm
Yeah.
in that sense where you know now you're wrapped into this life where it's like if you want to make a cool invention do this you have to sort of appease these nobles, which is not going to be an easy goal for you.
Yeah.
So but that's not where it went. It turned out to be way more actiony. Like okay, and the animations are good, so
Yeah, it's
that's
Dio Media
cool.
Studios main, right? And Dio Media Studio always is a pretty
Yeah.
solid pick for most things. Um is so does it it's not there's an overarching plot over the 12 episodes, right? That's going to start climaxing in episodes 8
See,
through
that's the
11, I want
thing
to say,
is
right?
no. The kind
It's
of the
not.
climax was what happened in episode 9. And now I'm just kind of like
Okay.
Where do we go from here? Or rather, it felt like it felt like the series was setting us more up for, because like Euphilia has had some development, and it like all the characters have had decent development, but it kind of hasn't been leading towards the
Anything?
major blow up in episode 9 that like episode 8 that like kind of came out of left field in a sense. Like
Or
you
it
could get
wasn't
that
it didn't
things were
seem like
going
it was
on, but
ready to resolve it.
it didn't seem like it was ready to go that extreme, and then like it
Right.
resolves it in a fine way. But then like episode 9 ends and I'm like, okay, that was like kind of major. So like what are you going to do for 3 more episodes? Like what are you about to introduce and end these 3
Okay.
episodes? Which is what I'm like kind of concerned about. So I hope it's way more
Yeah.
focused on like character development and like pure character interactions in the final episodes, because a lot of the
The issue
earlier
is they
episodes
can't do an
were,
after story. They can't do an after story in 3 episodes. Like, if it was, like, 1 episode that was almost like a umake, like, bonus kind of thing, that they could do it. But you can't do, like, an entire, like, "Yeah, it's over. We're
well,
just
the
gonna
thing
do
is,
more
the
episodes."
weird part is that like while I said it was a climax and stuff, it's like it really doesn't need an after story, because it's like there's still shit to do. Like there's stuff for like Annie's
Okay.
has to deal with the throne, she has to deal with, nobles, she has to deal with her inventions. It's not like everything stopped, but at the same time it's like something major just happened, at episode 8 and resolved episode 9. And so it's like, okay, so you just did that, but then like what are you about to do for 3 episodes? Because like it's not like you
Well,
can
for
start
for
like a
episodes for
statecraft
episodes
arc.
2 through 7 for episodes 2 through 7, it was mini arc it wasn't even mini arcs. Was it episodic? It
Yeah, so
wasn't
it was like, well, it was mini arcs in a way, because there
okay,
was
it
there
was
was one arc, yeah, there were 2 arcs. There was like a dragon arc, there was the vampire girl arc. And like all the
okay.
meanwhile, like the sort of underpinnings was like, why is like her brother wrapped up in a lot of this? Stuff like that. And like how does this kind of all come together?
So I haven't read the light novel, but my guess is probably they'll have like a sort of supplemental arc where it's like the arc will quote unquote be supposed to have a bigger enemy or like a more secret enemy, or not a secret enemy, but it's like some a bigger hurdle than just Prince Algard or like whatever her brother or whatever, right?
Well,
But then
he's,
it still involves her
that
brother.
it ain't that anymore. Not to get too spoilery, but that he's kind of out of the picture.
Okay, that's gonna
Dark.
be weird.
It's
I don't
it's
know.
because part of this is a villainous isekai. Like, oh, the exiled villainous, blah blah blah. So
Right,
kind
but
of
then they
need
have
kind
their
of
own
need a
structure to
prince
fall
who's
back
like
on.
who's you kind of need the idiot prince, and
No,
that's
I
what
mean,
the
I,
brother has to do. So
well, I mean, the
you
brother's
might
not an
not
idiot. He's like a schemer, but
like
and I think,
idiot
and
in
no, I
quotes
think
where
that's
you need
fine. But again,
They just have
it's
3
the issue is
episodes.
that it's like
They just
his
have 3
yeah
arc is
episodes to
done. So now it's
yeah.
just there's 3 episodes here, and I'm like,
That's gonna be weird.
okay.
I'm actually more interested too.
It's like
Like,
it was
I'm
kind of
actually more
weird to
interested
me. It
in
was kind of
those.
weird. It was like, okay, so like we knew the brother was like doing stuff, and we got a little bit of him, but like if this is where it was, like if where it goes, I was like, okay, we probably should have had way more of this. Like
Probably.
Right, right.
But it's
it
like, oh, we only
seemed,
got 12 episodes. We got to do it now.
okay, so you are caught up on this essentially, though. It's like read on this and
Like,
everything.
I mean, you took this from me, my man. Of course I
Oh,
am.
well, either way. But yeah, so like that, like again, I thought the brother stuff was really cool, but I really thought that the series itself probably should have had a bit more focus on him throughout. Like, I feel like they kind of neglected him in way too often for what they eventually did. So that was a bit unfortunate.
Kind
But
of,
I think it overall is still really good. It's just very strange to see where they're going.
kind of when like the idiot prince who exiled the villainous gets their comeuppance. That's when you know they're trying to wrap up the story somehow. Like especially for this is only 12 episodes, right?
I believe
So
so.
you have to make the idiot prince the main villain in quotes in order to wrap up whatever and like whatever
Who's the
this is
script writer for this?
before they go into like another plot. So I mean, I guess that's why they have to end it here. And like this is a good stopping point before you go into a season 2. Like everything's wrapped up before the new evil emerges. So
Yeah, that's true. I guess what they'll do
I
is they'll
get it.
probably introduce the quote unquote new evil over the next like 3 episodes, and then
If there's a season 2, otherwise,
I mean I feel like even if there's not a season 2, like that's what they're gonna run with. They're gonna run with
yeah,
like
Bruh, the
this setup, and then
yeah.
the script, the series composition slash like general like script writer storyboarder is is it's Wataru Watari. By the way, do
I do
you
not
recognize
know
that
who
name?
that is.
That is the original the original creator, as well as the
Oh, wait, wait,
scriptwriter
wait.
for
Yeah, yeah,
Oragairu, My
yeah.
Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu, as well as the Saint's Magical Powers Omnipotent. So you got fucked,
By
essentially.
I think you mean girlish number.
Yes, also Girlish Number, as
Ugh.
well as some domestic kanajo, as well as some parallel world pharmacy stuff. But parallel world pharmacy was a pretty straightforward episode. He didn't really have much to work. But yeah, you I think got fucked in terms of the script. I
Wait,
don't
so let
know
me
what
think.
to.
How many series is that? That's like we named like 4, and Girlish Number is like the only one I find tolerable. That's crazy. All right,
Yeah,
well,
that's crazy.
maybe. Well, hey man, there's always room for one more to add one more to the list, of tolerability.
Maybe one of these could succeed? Question
Yeah,
mark.
like, well, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of them succeeded. It's just not for me.
It's Yeah, it's kind of fortunate because it seems like the original material is like fine, but like something happened with the script where now you just have 3 episodes left. Good
Yeah.
luck.
Again, it's like it can definitely work if essentially like the point is to set up for a season 2, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's also going to kind of suck if there's no season 2. And
Mhm.
this series definitely felt like probably needed more than 12 episodes then.
That's all you can
Yeah.
say for a lot of light novel stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to there is definitely art and difficulty to timing or packing in proper light novel chapters and arcs into a series, and it's doubly so when the story is based upon mini arcs or an overarching plot, and it's not an episodic thing. Hence, why also a lot of the novels that are getting adapted cheaply on the side, right? Or from the web novel, sorry, from Shosetsu, are not huge, grand epics. They're like the farming isekais, right? That are just episodic, just episode by episode by episode by episode. Um, and it is kind of unfortunate that it's at this weird turning point. Hopefully, obviously, we're gonna see that the scriptwriter and the material that's presented in the next 3 episodes is going to be a close, good kind of closing out of the series, but it is a little bit uncertain for sure.
Yeah, I think the optimal one way to do it would have been, or well, I mean, it's still possible. Is less so than like introducing a new villain, more so like having a mini arc into a sort of like character growth resolution sort of thing between the two mains. Like I think
Yeah.
just that is really more than enough to like wrap it up. But I think trying to do more is gonna be sort of like bite them if they try and
Yeah.
do like way
Yeah,
more.
this is troubling because the director, Shingo Tamaki, is or Tamaki Shingo rather, the only other 2 series that he's directed, one is Aho Girl,
Oh
a-
man, I love
and
Aho
the
Girl.
Yeah.
and the next one and the other one is a 50 episode basketball series, Ahiru no Sora. So,
Really, Ahira Sora? Oh,
Dude, he did the
fantastic.
storyboard for the Boruto movie though.
yeah, bro. Oh Jesus. So,
Was Ahira no Sora better than Kuroko no Basuke?
there's no way it was better than Come on, man, it's cooking the basket. Um, but yeah, any other things you want to any last
Who's your
words?
favorite character, Dark?
Um, I like Tilty. I like her. I like the witch doctor character or whatever you want to call her.
The curse girl? Yeah,
Yeah, the
everyone likes her.
curse researcher. Yeah, she's the best character. But yeah,
And
so audio
why do
visuals are really
people
solid. I should
why
probably
do
say
people
that.
like goth girls so much?
Ask Nier.
Yeah, why do you
Nier,
like
do you have
goth
an
girls
answer
so
for
much?
us?
Do I really need to answer that?
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on, man. Come on.
The answer should be obvious.
Is Saber a goth girl?
No.
What about Saber Alter?
Yeah, what about Saber Alter?
Yeah, Nier.
A little bit. A little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Wait, what's your actual? This is just a real, very quick, just lightning round kind of thing. What's your favorite version of Saber? What's your?
Red
s-
Saber.
Fuck no.
Wait,
That's
what?
mine.
Just Saber. Like
Just
just
the
straight
regular?
up.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Not Lily.
No,
I was just
dude.
curious.
What about Bikini Saber?
She can't swim, first of all.
What?
But yeah, she's alright.
First of
Okay.
all, I mean, you could get more specific, and it's probably regular Saber in
Yeah,
the suit.
with the big cape.
Oh, with the
Oh,
big cape.
I like the
Okay,
big
third
cape.
Ascension
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Oh, not the one in Rin's old clothes eating a hamburger? Damn.
I mean that one's good too. I mean all Sabers are good, let's be honest. But you know.
All right. Anyways,
Mine's red. Not Saber of Red. It's Red Saber. There's a difference.
Uh-huh.
anyways, Dark. Yeah, audio visuals again. Dio Media,
Yeah,
very
audio
solid
visual is
studio.
very, very good. OPED's okay. Nothing really stand out in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite arc? Mine's the dragon.
Favorite
For
arc?
obvious reasons.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
dragon. I mean, because again, it's like, you know, a show like this, like fighting big monster and then making thing out of it is kind of
Hell yeah,
what I
my dude.
wanted more than anything. And it was like, once we get to the other stuff, I'm like, yeah, like it's fine, it's good, but fight another big monster and do something weird. Like, what I'm here for. I'm here to watch you make magical items, not like anything else really.
By the way, the art director also was the art director for Luminous Witches, for Parallel World Pharmacy, and for Pretty Boy Detective Club. So he's got a pretty decent track record.
Yes. Pretty
And his second
boys.
season of Cells at Work as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So overall, I would say definitely worth it. Definitely worth a peek. I would say you're gonna be in for disappointment if you want like a hard Yuri series, because this is not
Yeah.
that. I mean, it's
Yeah,
Yuri,
a
but
lot
it's
of
not
people
like,
were kind of like, "Oh my god, Yuri series!" like on Twitter when this was announced. But I felt like it was not gonna be that. Like, you
yeah,
know
like
what I
it's
mean?
fine. It's just that, they're not fucking tongue kissing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's a
exactly.
means to an end. It's like it's fine. It's not Valkyrie Drive, I guess.
It wasn't
That's
the
the one
false
right
for the
where
trick.
was
Or
Val was
that one, the Nanatsu no Taizai Sin or whatever it is, right?
really? I don't remember
The
I don't remember kissing being a main thing in that one. No.
no, not like the shonen like action Nanatsu no Taizai. There was another series called
Oh,
Nanatsu no
that one.
Taizai with like all like the weird like booby demons, and then like the main girl was like the nun girl that like
Oh.
kissed or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That was also called Nanatsu no Taizai, and it's really freaking hard to find it on Google because like it's like
Yeah.
technically it's the same name, but then like at the end it has like sin or whatever it is. That's the only
Yeah, I'm
difference.
pretty sure that series was made like specifically to sell figures.
Yeah, it's like Valkyrie Drive as Toast said.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
who was it? Who was
Or
it who made the figurines?
or like
It was
Ikitosen or Bikini Warriors or whatever.
exactly. High
Yeah.
School of the Dead. Anyways, so I guess if that's it, what would you rate it? I know Toast wants to answer that question, or Toast wants you to
I
answer
would
that
give
question.
it for like a real score, not like an. I mean, it's an IGN 10, right? But it's a real score of probably like a 7, something
Okay.
like that.
Hmm.
Is it the best
38.
isekai you've ever seen, Dark?
No, no,
I know that's.
no. I think
I
this
think
is
that's
Well,
probably
funny how you.
this is definitely like one of the weaker things I've
Yeah,
covered. I feel this season. It's still good though, which again
yeah.
has led to this season being way better than I initially anticipated.
what's it better and worse than?
I would say it is a good
You covered
question.
Slime Tensei, right? That was you,
Yeah,
right?
I did cover Slime
Yeah,
Tensei. It's not better than Slime Tensei.
fair.
It's also probably not. I mean, it's also, in my opinion, not better than campfire cooking. If I'm gonna be real with you, I know that's like a weird thing to say, but at the same time, it's like
Which
campfire
one?
cooking sets itself up.
I mean, yeah.
Hold on,
I
The
which
think from
one?
current
your
season
There's
one,
perspective, I can understand it.
the one with the Fell
Isekai
Fenrir.
Campfire. Yeah, okay, that's
Yeah,
also fair
Isekai
because
campfire. Like that tells you exactly what it's gonna be, and then it just kind of goes. Whereas this
Mm.
is like, the mini arcs. It's like you have a good one, and then you gotta, not so entertaining. So consistency
All right.
better.
it's definitely better than what did I watch? What did I watch? The other one. Um,
The Lily or whatever it was.
the
The
one with the Hyrule Menace.
what? I don't know which one that was.
Reborn to Master the Blade. I get, yeah, that's what it's called.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
That's
yeah. I was gonna say, yeah,
Definitely,
it's probably better than that, right?
it's
Like,
definitely better than what I watched. Yeah,
I mean,
even though that's
honestly, like
also
as
good.
much I had a little bit of fun watching 80,000 coins, but I'd say this is better than that too.
Speaking of 80,000 coins, you ready for the potion one? You want the potion one? I'll give you the potion one. Same author, but instead of she can teleport. She can make game-breaking potions.
But yeah. I think that was I guess if that's it for you Dark. Again, that was Tensei
So
so
third best isekai this season, huh?
yeah.
All right.
This is Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess. It's a light novel original, I believe.
It
It's not
is.
a web. Yeah, it's a light novel original. Tensei Oujo to Tensai Reijou no Mahou Kakumei, also known as Tenten in Japanese community, abbreviated, done by Dio Media. Again, very solid animation studio, and they had a pretty good art director. Director, script writer slash storyboarder, a little bit suspect, I think, but it's overall pretty decent package. So check it out.